with Alexis and Rose Erin. And
Giuseppe. Hi, Giuseppe.
hey. And this is Yogis on the Road. Yeah, forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Awesome. So last time we were talking about your upcoming projects, and you have a pretty sweet upcoming project that, I think it's pretty cool.
Well, yeah. Well, during the break, we were just talking about, I just was talking about Neem Karoli Baba, which is interesting because, he's a saint in India. I mean, I don't usually talk about stuff, but since it's like a yogi podcast,
talk about it.
Go for it.
Tell me about Neem Karoli Baba, because I'm assuming this is like the mastermind of the non-incarnated gurus. Is this what I'm assuming?
Right.
He's like the puppet.
You mean non-incarnated?
Puppeteer.
He was
incarnated, but now he's not.
Right. And he was the guru of Ram Das and Bhagavan Das and Krishna Das.
Okay.
Yeah, so he never came to this country, but he said he owned this country. Like, he owns the entire America.
Straight up. He owns our minds.
All of the money in America is his.
Oh.
Well, anyway, supposedly he drank a whole bottle of acid and nothing happened.
Oh, he was that guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, but he said something, which is that love is the only medicine.
Yes.
And I believe that's true.
I believe that.
And so I believe, and I think the mission, or the reason I was born, is to help teach medicine. So we're teaching the acupressure trainings, and so we're trying to start a holistic center in right now, probably East Harlem, around like 125th Street.
Yay.
And we're already working up there at the Harm Reduction Center with some people there, like Dimitri Mugianis and some other people there. Juan Cortez and Walter Basque, and there's some old masters there. Walter is from the original founders, which was the Young Lords. And then there was like Mutulu Shakur from the Black Panthers.
Nice.
And they founded it. He's still in prison right now and maybe dying, which is really sad. But he was a doctor of acupuncture before it was legal. It was kind of illegal in New York until 1991. Not kind of, It was actually illegal.
Why?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know why. There's some politics.
Oh.
That's nothing. That's like 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's not that long ago when it was illegal. It is kind of crazy.
I'm actually not that surprised, actually.
But it's political. It's all
right.
It's all political.
You want to keep the information from the from
it may have had
masses.
something to do with Chinese something. I don't know. I don't want to say anything
Yeah.
inflammatory. But anyway.
So what center is this? The Arm Center?
It's called New York Harm Reduction Educators. And we're now working there and doing acupressure, acupuncture, ear acupuncture, which is a detox treatment, sound healing, shamanic healing and stuff like that, which is really cool. But a lot of it has to do with just being with people and creating a community where they're welcome. Right. So the whole idea behind harm reduction is that people don't have to change. And they literally come in and do their drugs there and hang out in a safe space. Because, that some neighborhoods are not safe I could probably walk through any neighborhood and I would be fine. But for certain kinds of people, they face a lot of violence and just harassment and stuff. And so anyway, it's a place where we play relaxing music and they can just sit down. Sounds like nothing to us, but to some people, that's a big deal.
It's huge.
To have a place where you can just sit. A lot of them are homeless or they live in shelters. And you can just sit and it's peaceful. It's an environment. It's a positive environment where you're welcome and nobody's harassing you or putting you down or anything. And people love you and they want to hug you. And so I love working there. I love doing acupressure there. The original idea, and they are doing it some, is to empower people and teach them how to do acupressure, teach them how to do acupuncture, the ear acupuncture.
I'm curious, and it's a bit of a tangent, but how did you get involved with this place?
Oh my God.
You know, because you teach yoga.
Seemingly random, but not.
But nothing is.
Nothing
Basically, I was just like, we wanted to start a free clinic, that's what we're going to do.
You and Yoshio.
Me and just the people that work with me at Science of Self.
Okay. Science of Self is it's like the training program that Rose Erin runs, just for people who are listening.
We have yoga trainings and acupressure trainings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, now we have ear acupuncture trainings too. So we wanted to start a free clinic, but then we were like, how are we going to do that? We don't even know what we're doing. Yeah. Why don't we go work for somebody else's free clinic first? And so we were just trying to find a place that would want us to do acupressure. Seems like anyone would want you to come do free acupressure massage.
No. Actually, no.
No one, everyone's like
right
freaked out by the idea that we want to do free massage for some reason.
Yeah.
Except for this one place, okay?
That's so great.
They wrote us back. Harm reduction. New York harm reduction educators in East Harlem. So they wrote back. We had a meeting with them, with Dimitri and this guy, Brian, who's gone now. And I was like, as soon as I met him, I was like, this is awesome. This guy is so cool. I hope he doesn't hear that because he already has a big ego. Okay. No, we're good friends. But
well, that was back in the day.
Shout out.
This guy is so cool, right? I really want to do this. And then we were talking and I was like, hey, are you guys, the original founder, or is this the same lineage as like Mutulu Shakur and the Young Lords and all that stuff? And they were like, yeah, that's us. I was like, holy shit, dude. Because that's where my acupuncture teacher went to learn acupuncture before it was legal. So I heard he just like, he's kind of a genius. He's a little crazy,
They are.
They are. And he just told me all these stories constantly because I interned with him. So I was close to him. And he told me all these stories about how he learned from Tula Shakur and Walter Basquet, right? And I was like...
You must have been drooling.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved those stories. And then I never thought I would actually meet them. Yeah. Well, I didn't meet Mutulu because he's in prison, but I met Walter Basquet. And the
I'd
people...
go to Rikers if I were you. I'd be
he's not in Rikers.
Oh, man.
It's worse than that. Oh, my God. It's really sad. You should look it up. But... So I found out that it was the same people that actually taught my teacher.
Yeah. Cut out the middleman. That's so
that I was
great.
going to get to work with them. And it's just kind of beautiful. Insane the way it lined up. And so some of those people want to help us, like Walter, to start another clinic that's separate from harm reduction because that's a government-funded clinic.
Great.
And they're really amazing. And that's an important service, but we want to do something for people who are off drugs.
Yeah.
Where they can learn, and especially women who don't always feel comfortable going into that center.
Would your new clinic be under, funded by the government?
No. I would rather do it where either we fund it through paid programs like we're already doing, or we get private donations.
Yeah.
Because I want to have more freedom to provide trainings and design our own program.
Yeah, I felt really conflicted about that in in my work as a healer, because there are so many different regulations that you have to, even if you want to change one tiny thing, you have to go through so many different
It's a lot of
hierarchical,
too much politics. And we want to avoid that because we have an important mission. And part of that mission is to provide these holistic services and teach these holistic services, which are really the medicine of the people. It's the power of the people, which has been taken away. And especially in these certain communities where many of them have free health care, okay, but they have free Western health care. They have unlimited prescription medications, unlimited surgeries and whatever they want because it's all covered by their Medicaid or whatever. Yes. And the problem is that unlike other people who have health insurance, or even people who don't have health insurance at all, they have no access to holistic. They don't have the option to say, I don't want to take these pills for my back pain. I want to do acupuncture instead. They don't have that option. It's either they keep their back pain or they get on traditional medications, which are, as we all know, highly addictive and lead to crappy lives, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So basically keep the pain or be on drugs.
That's the choices that they have.
The West.
They have great health insurance. They can go to the doctor anytime they want and take as many pills as they want. And the doctors know that also.
Right.
So that doesn't empower them. They're still basically in the system and they can never get out.
Right. I mean, it's nice to have health insurance, but it's nice to also say, to also have options.
Yeah.
Totally.
And they do not have options. And so they don't, to me, that's really sad.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, prescription medications are worse than any kind of like marijuana, whatever, even heroin. I mean, what's the problem? I'm not an expert on this, but what I understand is the problem now is not heroin, but it's fentanyl and things like that.
Yeah.
Which are cheaper. They're really cheap and
will kill you.
And will kill you really fast. And they're highly addictive, so it's like a prison. I mean, it's insane once you really take a look at the way the system is set up, that there's a whole group, subculture of people who are trapped in the system.
It's not even a subculture. It's like everyone. It's like a lot of people that we know and hang out with. You know, I mean, I'm a mental health clinician. Yeah. A lot of people are on anti-anxiety medication. A lot of people are on antidepressants. True. Antidepressants, one side effect is like suicide. Yeah. Also, I know even just birth control pills, that stuff messes up women a lot. That stuff causes depression, causes what, and then a person can get diagnosed as bipolar, which is essentially just having emotions for some people. And so then the system, like the Western culture, shuts down people being very emotional and kind of tranquilizes others with their medication.
Well, some people are overdiagnosed, but there is real mental illness.
Yeah.
There is real bipolar.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about not having an option for treatment.
Yeah.
Like if you really do have a mental illness, I don't know.
That's basically your only option. So what you're trying to do is sort of like empower people to...
I'm talking about simple stuff too, just like pain. Yeah. Somebody has back pain. And then if a person who has no health insurance has back pain, what are they going to do? They're going to put some Tiger Balm and stretch and do anything they can to figure out why they have back pain and get rid of it. Because they can't go to the doctor. Okay, and chances are they're going to figure it out and it's going to get better because they have no choice. Then somebody rich who has health insurance and has back pain is probably going to do acupuncture, get the best healers because they don't want to take OxyContin or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know what people take for that, but really some hard drugs just for back pain. Somebody who has Medicaid and has back pain goes to the doctor and they get a prescription painkiller and they stay on it forever and their back never gets better and it takes away all their power and it makes their life shit.
Yeah.
Like I would rather have no health insurance than be stuck in a system like that. So anyway, the point is that we want to teach and provide these services and especially teach people how to do them for each other.
And also in general, it's about like improving your lifestyle and your choices, even like food, what you do during the day.
Right. We want to do food. Yeah. We want to do plant-based diet, which I'm really passionate about. And many people in in certain neighborhoods or certain cultures are really resistant to plant-based in the beginning, but then they try it and they love it and it's really easy. And then as soon as a few of them do it, everyone does it. And it reverses a lot of the diseases that people have instantly. Diabetes, like crazy, obesity, heart disease, stuff that, and depression too.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying with kind of like mood overdiagnosis of like depression and bipolaria and things like that. Like a lot of it is just, it's all cultural. It's like, oh, maybe if we just quit eating fast food for, 30% of our diet, then life might be easier. Maybe if we got a little bit more sleep. And that means like reframing the lifestyle. So it's
I think lifestyle can help with a lot of emotional problems. With serious mental illness, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some really horrible, painful things where I don't know. I really don't know if it's like from so much trauma or if people really have brain damage or something, but I don't think that can be always treated by diet and lifestyle. Some mental illnesses, but maybe. But I think most people don't have serious mental illness. Nowadays, people just have, like you said, depression, some anxiety that could be treated just by lifestyle.
Yeah.
Changes by yoga, meditation, and diet changes could probably help most people. But some people have real mental illness.
But I mean, nevertheless, though, you get to sort of like reach out to like a lot of people that would otherwise be sort of like blocked in this system of like drugs consumption.
I think people could learn alternatives. And then one of the things that I think helps people the most is if they can help other people. And if they can feel valuable in serving other people. And so that's why I want to teach people how to do it. Like not just change your diet, but now you teach other people about diet. You cook for other people. Or not just to sit there and get a massage, but to learn how to do it. And how to help, like when your friend has back pain or whatever, or your partner, then you can fix it.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it can
beautiful.
become a job.
Yeah.
And how to teach yoga too. Simple chair yoga stuff.
Yeah.
Or vinyasa yoga. Or Ashtanga maybe, like eventually. Yeah.
Jump through and jump back all day long.
I think many people would love Ashtanga yoga and would love to learn it because it's kind of like it's a meditative discipline. So.
Yeah. I would say also in my experience with Ashtanga that it was Ashtanga that started to actually change my lifestyle. Do you know, like because you have to commit to that crap. You have to do that every day, and then slowly
everything else has to adjust.
My like community got designed around it. My eating habits, even I went to class and freaking I was gonna throw up, and I was like, I can't eat ice cream like that anymore. I can't eat the Thousand Island dressing anymore. But like that's what happens through this like graduated practice, and so in a way it's like that kind of practice like forces direct experience and also like changes this lifestyle.
It's true. People need to get into their bodies.
Yeah, because again,
more in touch with yourself, basically.
And then you heal your body will heal itself.
Yeah,
I mean, like just the way
you have to respect it.
Yeah, you won't stay up late if you know you have to get up early, and
just be more conscious
and do your practice.
Yeah.
Well,
and like as a teacher too, and as a therapist also, I've like, you can't really tell people stuff. You kind of have to like ask them, and then they think about it, and eventually they have to come to the conclusion themselves. So. Giving people information, sometimes they aren't in a place to even listen or receive it.
Yeah.
And Ashtanga kind of like forces you to be like, oh, yeah, my leg hurts. And maybe I shouldn't have been like kicking all that stuff yesterday.
Yeah, you learn about the consequences of your actions in a rapid manner.
Yeah,
so that if there's something wrong, you feel it right away.
Right.
And it doesn't take 10 years to fester.
Right.
And turn into something
right.
really
Yeah, it's
bad.
preventative.
So I love yoga, but people do Tai Chi. Like a lot of the people where we work at Harm Reduction,
that's great.
Are into Tai Chi and martial arts, because that was kind of more their thing as like Young Lords and Black Panthers were into that stuff. Rather than yoga, they weren't doing yoga.
Yeah,
but I like yoga. Yoga is my thing.
Well, so what's your next step, basically? Into this part of, like I say, pre-production of the center.
The center. We're just going to continue our work with Harm Reduction and a couple of other places like Big Vision, and for now, and we're building a deck. I don't know what this is. It's like a presentation about our plan, our exact plan, and our budget, and then we're just going to try to fundraise for it and then build it.
Oh wow.
I mean, we have, or we're going to get a free space and do it. We've already applied for, or we have 2 different people that applied for the same grant for what we're doing. So maybe we'll get a grant
from the city, or
it's from the David Prize.
Okay.
It's not in my name, but 2 of the people that I work with both applied for it, and they could get it. They could get it. So, and my thing is, if we don't get funding, we can still do it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because we may be able to get a free space to start with, even, and then kind of document what we're doing. Yeah. And then gradually people will help us out. And I mean, I'm totally down to just run our training programs and pay for it ourselves.
Yeah. My
thing is, like, if we can do a free clinic and have some people pay for the trainings and then some people not pay for the trainings. We've already been doing that. Out. We already give, like, at least, 25% of the people in our trainings are not paying.
Right.
And from various communities. So, we're kind of already doing it. We just don't have the space.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't have a space for the food because we need kitchen and all that in order to do food. So.
Oh, it's amazing.
We're working. We're working. I just had a meeting right before this with the girl that's doing the presentation we have a fundraiser in February. So
this is awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited. Things are coming together.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it no matter what, even if we just do it with our own money.
Yeah.
Plus, it seems like in your life that, whenever the right path, or the right person always comes your way. So I'm sure that's going to be the case.
Yeah, it can't go wrong if you just keep. So, to me, I don't need any money. I don't need any money to go and start working on people. Right. I go myself, and I go and I do acupressure for every week. At least 1 day a week, sometimes 2 or 3 days a week. I do free acupressure. And that's how I build it. And if that's all I ever do, then that'll be great. I'll be happy doing that.
Yeah.
And running my trainings, unless some people take them for free. But hopefully we'll be able to build something bigger and have a community.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's an amazing project. It's the same thing when we were talking to Trisha Donegan about this. It's like we're in Manhattan and everybody, from outside thinks, oh, it's the center of New York. That's the center of the world. And you see all these buildings and, super fancy stores on Fifth Avenue and stuff. But then you just go a few blocks past that. And there are people that need a lot of help, and they're not really helped by the city or...
Well, they have the wrong kind of help. They don't have the kind of help that is empowering them.
Yeah, it sort of keeps them there.
It definitely keeps them
surviving.
There. Yeah. And I don't know, it's a struggle because it's the Taoist teaching is you cannot make the world better. The world is perfect.
Okay.
Can you really help people? Are you trying Are you trying to help people be more like you? You know, you have to be really careful when you say you're going to help people. I mean, I think that's an important topic, and that as somebody who wants to help, it's important that we think about that and talk about, like, what do you mean by helping people? Like, are they not fine the way they are? And I think it's like that's a dilemma for me, because I see that people, I don't think people are stupid or
but you can't force them to change. Is that what you're saying? I mean, it's like people, you know, the way that I have come to understand that is like, if they ask and they come to you.
Yeah.
You know,
if people suffer and they want help,
then you help them if they want it.
Yeah. Or you can just set an example too of like, you
can open your door.
I mean, because I truly do believe that people are oppressed by the way the system is now. But this is my view, you know, which is inevitably distorted,
right, from
where I'm coming from, and I have to acknowledge that in this like quest for me to help people. It's like, maybe it's really just for me. Maybe I'm really just helping myself.
Maybe you can do both.
Yeah, I think you do both, and I think that people can be happier when they help other people. So,
you know, you said that you believe that your mission in incarnating is to teach medicine.
Yeah,
I wonder how you concluded that.
Well, my father's a doctor, for one. So I grew up, and he treats chronic pain.
Okay.
So I grew up every day hearing about chronic pain. And my father, I mean, he's a traditional doctor, and he treats with all kinds of drugs and stuff. He treats rheumatoid disease mostly.
Okay.
Which is this terrible disease. But but I listened to him talk about how people have pain, and he did a lot of research on how people's pain often depends on the relationships they're in, for example, on their state of mind. Like if people are in some kind of a codependent relationship, that pain becomes part of the relationship.
Oh. Totally, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not so...
I mean, I lived that, yeah.
Goes to acupuncture.
It's not like simple, like, you know, the treatment of pain itself is very complicated. And it's more like a philosophical kind of... You have to approach it in almost a spiritual...
Yeah.
Not almost, but really in a spiritual way. And
in Gestalt, we call it embodied trauma. It's like the struggle of the life is imprinted in the body. It's like a physical samskara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so even though he treats patients in the traditional way, I know that he thinks about pain in a very complicated way.
Yeah.
And I was exposed to that when I was really young.
Awesome.
And then it's sort of like, and I respect him a lot in it, but it's sort of like, it just grew inside me. It's like torments me. It tortures me, because I think I've learned a lot about how to treat pain, and I think it's something that anyone can do. And sometimes I treat people and they're like, "Oh wow, that's magic. How did you do that?" And I'm like, "No, anyone can do this. It's really easy. Everyone should be able to treat their own pain." And sometimes you have a pain that won't go away, and you have to go deeper into it and see, like,
right.
I mean, you could say it's karmic, but you if you don't believe in karmic, you could also just try to see it in the deepest possible way. Like, where is this really coming from? What does this pain really mean to me? And I just feel like people's the main problem, like the only problem, is pain and suffering.
Yeah.
And it's also our greatest teacher.
Yes.
And it's the thing that we're trying to eliminate at the same time. Like, the purpose of yoga is to end suffering.
Yes.
And you end suffering through knowledge of the self.
Yes.
So, you know, not drugs.
The actual self.
Not drugs.
Yeah.
Through knowledge of the self. You can change the chemistry of the body through drugs, but you can't end suffering. You can't end pain and suffering.
Yeah. It treats the symptom, not the source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's no small thing.
No, it's profound.
But medicine is the new religion. If people don't believe in religion anymore, they might go to church, but nobody believes in God anymore. Nobody believes in religion.
Yeah.
People believe in the doctor. People believe in medicine and science. And that's a big problem in a way. I mean, yoga is a science too, but I'm talking about this kind of very physical science where
it's very like egotistical, I'd say. Like that's how I see Western science and Western medicine. It's created by the ego. It's not really. It's like
everything's
lacking.
created by the ego, but I think it's very terrifying to see the body as like basically a meat.
Yeah, like missing the heart, just like missing the life.
Just like walking meat.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's missing the heart, and so it's terrifying. And then people look to this sort of the shaman in the white coat with the stethoscope, and and the secret prescription that is in the special bottle, and it's like it's still shamanic. It's just like no one knows that that's what's happening,
right?
And that they're giving all their power to this system of secret knowledge when we have other systems of secret knowledge too. You can learn yoga. That's another shamanic medicine, Chinese medicine. But you can do it yourself. You don't have to buy into this, $200,000 or whatever it costs now, medical school, and you have to pass this test, and you have to be at the top of your class, and basically like kill yourself in order to become this shaman in the white coat with the stethoscope. Anyone can do it. Anyone can heal themselves, and they can go to whichever school they want to go to. They can make up a new school.
I think that's a super important message. You can really do it yourself. Yeah. And like if we really start from that, then it changes the perspective on like a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it puts power in the hands of all different kinds of people, not just the ones who had the privilege of going to medical school, which is a high privilege. Right. Because you have to have gone to high school and college and speak the right language and be in the right and have enough money, blah blah blah, and have enough of the right kind of education. Whatever, there's different kinds of education.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
guys. I mean, we're out of time, but I think we had a pretty amazing conversation.
Yeah. Thank you so much for letting me talk about that stuff.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean, I hope we'll see you again, and you come back on the podcast, and we can talk about how the project is going in the next few months.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome to monitor it and see what happens.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for sharing all this awesome stuff. Thanks, Alexis.
Yeah, thank you, Rose. Thank you, Giuseppe.
Awesome. So, all the boring facts. Where can people find you? Where you teach, emails, Instagrams?
Oh, Instagram is at ERIN_bodyaware. And then my website for the trainings is www.sos-ytt.com. And you can find the other websites through there.
Yeah, that's for her Science of Self yoga teacher training.
And then you teach...
and acupressure trainings.
Yeah. And then you teach yoga at where we went last time on St. Mark's?
Yeah, I teach mostly at Yoga to the People on St. Mark's Place, New York City. And I teach at 3 Jewels also, which is on 3rd Street in East Village. Mm-hmm. I don't travel very far.
That's kind of like your hood.
Yay.
I have some videos on YouTube. They're kind of like homemade. But people like them.
Yeah, that's the thing about the tube,
Yeah.
Cool. And what about us? We are at yogisontheroad@gmail.com. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, you like Rose Erin, you like us, just,
You don't like us.
If you don't, it's cool too,
Tell us.
Yeah. And we will change. No. Yogis.ontheroad on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
And we'll be here next week and do a lot more cool stuff.
As we do.
Yeah. Awesome.
Continuing to do the things. Thank you so much. Thank you to both of you. Thank you for your practices. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your practices beyond the asana. Thank you for the work that you do. really grateful. And awesome. For the people that listen to the Sangha. Yes, thank you.